Good morning, tribe, and welcome to the Donut Shop at the beginning of the world. I am your host, Dr. Mark Merriweather, Fortebruggen, broadcasting to you from Ravenscar, my suburban backyard up here in the north side of Houston. Another chilly morning for March. It's surprisingly cold, but that's okay. I kind of want it cold to trigger the cavemanness in me. And hopefully the cavemanness in you if you are out there in the cold. Hey, Andrea, good morning. Oh, I've been going through your jelly on toast. Oh, so good, so good, so good. I'm looking up. I don't know if you can see it behind me. Other side. The moon. The moon is very bright this morning. I recommend. Oh, hello, birds. I recommend grabbing your phone or whatever listening device in which you're listening on and watching on, and pop outside and look at the moon, and we can have like a group look at the moon thing happen. But anyway, today is Thursday. Lots going on today. Hey, Kimberlyn, good morning. Perfect timing. Where did I put it? Where did I? Today is the day. You can go order the gut pill. Woo! Holy moly. All right. Good morning, Holly. But Jennifer, warning, National Weather Service says 17 confirmed tornadoes from the other night, and they're still not done, with the survey. Holy moly. 17. Hey, Chris. Good morning. Oh, man. Okay, let me do something here quick. So, like I said, and you're going to get reminded of this several times through the morning show. The gut. I need a T there. The gut pill. MV. There we go. All right. It's time to order. It's time to mess with the Amazon algorithms. I've noticed some of you have already started doing that. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, God, for coffee. So, order the gut pill. I like the gut pill a lot. Hey, Charles. Good morning. Kimberlyn. Woohoo. You don't have to remind me. I'm sorry it took so long. We're no longer using those manufacturers. We're using people right down the street. I was over at their place yesterday checking on things. Things are good. Hey, Mom and Dad are here. Good morning, Mom. Good morning, Dad. Love you. Good morning, everyone. 21 degrees and rainy. Spam and eggs for breakfast. Sounds good. Vorderbruggens love our spam. Hey, Tina. Good morning. I don't know what the... Jennifer, order anytime today? Yes. Anytime today, just don't forget. But anytime, during waking hours, because basically at midnight California time is when the algorithms go, okay, analyzing. Whoa, check this out. Dwing, and they, yeah. All right. Hey, Charles R., good morning to you. There she is, Helen with the Helen hug. Get your Helen hug. Get your Helen hug. Thank you, Helen. We love Helen. Hey, Kiri, good morning. All right, Kiri, as soon as you're getting to work, you're ordering some. Thank you. Tell your coworkers, tell your friends, tell your enemies. Because be nice to your enemies. It counts up in heaven. All right, let's see. Kiri, local friends complaining about on Facebook how cold it is. I got 34 degrees. Is that 34 degrees inside your little place or outside? That's good, though. Hey, Melanie. Are you on the road now today? Stopping somewhere, getting your coffee? Hey, Diana. Ooh, feeling philosophical this morning. Any thoughts on ultimate good and evil? So, okay, story time with Merriweather. Those of you, you know, I'm a nerd. You know, I really like Dungeons and Dragons. In Dungeons and Dragons, there is a monster called a Lich, Lith, and what it is, it's what happens when a really uber powerful magic user refuses to die. Basically, it becomes this evil, you know, not zombie, like an evil undead creature, because it still has evil to do and it wants to do evil. And so the drive to do evil is so strong that it even keeps its decaying flesh alive. Well, not alive, but active. So, like in the Lord of the Rings, the nine riders, the evil dudes, they would be considered probably liches. So, I was thinking, because I like putting twists on things. Okay. Oh, Kimberlin, like a gorgon? No, not really. I was gonna say like a politician, that just won't go away. But the thing is, okay, good. Let's say there's someone who wants to do good, and they keep doing good, and they end up, doing more good in their opinion. And in their opinion, good is like maybe protecting people from something, or even if something is like having everyone get along. And this drive becomes stronger and stronger and stronger to do good, to the point where the good they're doing starts harming people, but they refuse to see it, because in their mind they're doing good. And that basically, there's a, is it C.S. Lewis quote, something that, people who are doing bad to satisfy their own, you know desires eventually stop, but those who think they're doing good for their fellow man just keep doing more and more and more bad. But as far as the nature of good and bad, and what is, can there be true good and true bad, that's a toughie. That's a very toughie, because there's what's good for some is not good for others. The one size fits all answer usually involves a very large hammer to make everything one size, and so that ends badly. But there are certain things like the abuse of innocent, and the abuse of children, that would be way up there on the evil side. Exploitation of children, um, I think that would fall in the always bad category. Like the child miners of lithium, and the baby soldiers and all that sort of thing. But after that, I don't know. But I always wanted to run a D&D campaign where the Lich actually thought it was good and was trying to do good, but it became so overbearing and controlling, and every aspect of the people underneath its lives were run in what the Lich thought was, the proper way. But then the last 2 years happened, and we saw a lot of that. So the story, it's like, how can I compete with real life? Hey, Jonathan, good morning. Who's Melanie still in Houston? The load yesterday was a fiasco. Ended up canceling it. Pick up a new load today, going to Indiana. Indiana. Hey, Cinnamon, good morning. Helen, 66 degrees and rainy again for today. Yep. The Witch King from Lord of the Rings. Was it the Witch King of Angmar or something? Yep. Yep. Here's a good description. Lich is like a zombie wizard, but smart. Yep. But one of the things is they refuse to die because they're still trying to do stuff, and usually evil stuff. But I thought, well, could you do so much good that you become evil? And then I looked around and said, yes, you can. Hey, Ula. Good morning, Tim. Hello. Like at this moment, the bear, Putin, has a huge hammer. Luckily, the handle is kind of rotted on it, but that doesn't mean he can't do lots of damage, and he has other hammers waiting. And so So again, let's go back to the art of war here for a second. And I think I brought it up before that one of the things that Sun Tzu in the Art of War, the ancient Chinese war text says is, always give your enemy a golden bridge. They need a way to escape, because if they don't have a way to escape, they will, do whatever they can. It's like cornering a badger in a sack, smothered in applesauce. Where did I come up with this? Anyway, yeah. So, they'll just fight to the end. And I don't know if you've been listening to the news, but our fearless leader has started saying yes that he wants to see Putin charged for war crimes if and when the Ukraine thing fails. And it's like, okay, I understand the sentiment, but you're telling Putin that basically if he fails, or he's going to be hung. So what do you think that's going to do to his desire not to press the big red button? So there's politics and life and everything's fuzzy and icky and complicated. So, but yeah, one thing, like when you corner a guy like Putin and say, yeah, when we capture you, we're going to hang you for war crimes because what you're doing is a war crime, which it's a war crime. But at the same time, I'm glad I'm actually not in power, but I'm probably going to be slapped with some accusation now. But yeah, saying you're a war criminal and we're gonna hang you, basically means if things are going bad, the button gets pressed. And so that's where where does good come in to that? Is it better to let him escape and not kill billions? That's a hard one. Okay, on to happier stuff. Medicine Man, do you have the book The Lost Ways? Wondering if you agree with their Pemmican chapter, methods, nutrients, etc. My neighbor has agreed to split work and food with me and will be using his forklift to lift the carcass. So I want to be sure I agree with the chapter I'll be reading to him. Okay, I do not have the book. I have looked through the book. And quite frankly, Pemmican is really easy and super nutritious. So if you just want to take a picture of the recipe and send it to me, I'll look it over. But I suspect from what I know of the book that it is a good thing. Yeah, Pemmican is a very good thing. The thing to know about Pemmican, so Pemmican is dried meat, so like jerky, jerked beef, jerky meat, crushed up into almost like a powder. Then often there's assorted dried berries mixed in with it, and it's all mixed with tallow, not the fat. The fat is the higher melting point fat, basically, but tallow. And this creates a really super nutrient dense, calorie dense trail food, survival food, and actually fairly tasty food. But one of the mistakes people make is they try eating it like a protein bar, and that's not really how it was designed to be eaten, except in very extreme situations. It can be eaten that way, but usually it would be made into like a soup base. So you get some water boiling, you throw that in there just a little and make it, kind of melt it into more like an oatmeal-y sort of thing, and slurp it all up with a spoon, because just like trying to chew it when it's cold can be done. It's not hard, it's just firm. And cold tallow, oh, Chirpy, hello, Chirpy. Cold tallow is kind of, taste-wise, it's fine. Taste-wise, it's fine. It's just it coats the mouth. So by warming it up some, you help keeping it liquid and less of this whole coating effect. Oop, okay. But good stuff. Hey, Gene, good morning. Yeah, badger with applesauce. I don't know. I had some weird dreams last night. Hey, Maureen, good morning. Melanie, there's a Marvel comic series called The Evolutionary War. The High Evolutionary wanted to speed up the evolution of the human race, but his methods ran against heroes because he was trying to clean the gene pool. by destroying the mutants, drug addicts, because they could take the DNA, and pretty much anyone that wasn't a regular human. Boy, we've heard that many times throughout history. And that's, what is it, Denmark or the Netherlands? One of those right now is doing that. Let me explain that. So I can't remember now if it's Denmark or the Netherlands, but if a pregnant woman, if her child is found to be Down syndrome, it's required to be terminated. They will not allow the Down syndrome children to be born. Yeah, I think we should clean up our own crimes first. I don't think that's going to happen. Hey, Johnny. Good morning. Ooh, cool. Cameron, I'm excited. My travel Berkey arrives today. Good choice. Yep. Pemmican, you just need an oven and a blender. Did they make Pemmican in the Society of Creative Anachronisms? I would eat Pemmican. Heck yeah. I got a jar of tallow in my refrigerator. I would even eat a pelican. They're kind of fishy. But remember, all birds are edible. Except for Chirpy. Hey, Bonnie. Good morning. Yep, you can chase a cat with a broom and it will run until you corner it. Then it will convert fear into anger, switching from flight to fight. And so will everything else. Yep, politicians are too greasy and stale. Yep. Oh, there's Kelsey. Okay, just stopping in to say good morning all and hope you all have a groovy Thursday. Gotta go to work. Build those walls there, Kelsey. Hey, Henry. Good morning. Jason, hello. James, hello. Something rotten in the state of Denmark. Not even Shakespeare. Okay. Okay. On alone, I think they heated the pemmican and water to make a soup. Got food, warmth, and hydration all in one. In one. Yep. And again, the flavor and the texture and just the edibility goes way up when you make it into a. What? Okay, I know that fat deteriorates and goes rancid. How does tallow survive? Tallow is much less reactive than the fat, and so it stays good for weeks and weeks and months at room temperature without a problem. So that's why they use the tallow. And to get the tallow, you start with fat. You got to render the fat and separate it. And in particular, the tallow comes from fat in very specific areas of the beef of the animal. I don't remember off the top of my head where that's from. Hey, Isaac, good morning. Chad, pelican is gross to eat. I can believe it. Okay, so what is tallow? Tallow, like I said, it's a higher melting fat on the body. Okay, here, listen to the birds for a second. Okay. So it is a very particular fat from the animal. But like I said, the main thing is it has a much higher melting point than the regular fats. And so it's also less reactive. It's still energy dense. It still has a lot of energy packed into it that we can access. But it's just longer chain molecules. Hey, James, if you're out there, find a link to Well, I know you're out there because you said good morning. James, fellow chemist, bring up a link to tallow. Okay, yep. The high evolutionary was an example of someone doing bad things for good reasons. And over and over, that happens. Okay, yeah, that's so sad. I'm a special education teacher pulling up now. Oh, have a good day at work. Our DS babies are literally angels. but they are deemed unworthy of life. Yes, Sue. So every pregnant woman is forced to get an amniocentesis thing to determine Downs. Yes. Yes, they recently, like last year sometime, celebrated X number of years now without any Down syndrome being born. Yeah, and heck, recently Thanos was doing all this stuff in Marvel so he could make resources more abundant. He dusted half the universe to do it. Yep, as opposed to making more resources, but yeah. So what if we just stopped sending money to politicians and stopped obeying stupid rules? That would be a good start. Of course, then they show up at your doorstep with guns and say, "Excuse me, yeah, that stuff you have, that's ours." Ooh, wow, Chirpy sounds like Word Bird from Fred Penner's place. I have no idea what you're talking about. Oh man, sorry. Okay, yeah, I've worked with them. Sorry, we got two mourning doves. Let's see, I'm easily distracted by, but the two mourning doves, they were like, yeah, they we will have little eggs probably soon. Oh, anyway, yes, Darlene, good morning. Add a few foraged greens to the soup. Good nutrition, especially some onions, some wild onions with pemmican. We're talking good stuff. Hey, Chris, boat owner, how you doing? What is tallow? Okay, again, so and it's spelled TALLOW. It's just a very special fat found in certain animals that has longer molecular chains, so higher melting point, so it stays firm longer and less reactive to oxygen to turn it rancid. So think of it as super fat. Yeah, tallow is super fat. I wake in the morning and I go outside and I take a big breath and I get really high and I scream at the top of my lung. So what else do we got going on here? Exactly. So I mentioned repeatedly how Mrs. Weather is in a rock band with her brothers and a friend of hers. And so she ended up getting the rock band PlayStation game and recently got the drums and the guitar thing with it too because her business is doing well. Cool. And so I've started doing the drums and I suck at drums, but I'm getting better at drums. And that particular song, that's one of my favorite songs. And so that's the one that I'm constantly practicing the drums on. So, yep, I like that song. Okay. Kidney fat is suet and the best for that. Okay. The book says that pemmican provides everything nutritionally necessary for the body, even vitamin C. My question is, how does it provide carbs? So, okay, keep in mind, carbs are different than calories. Carbs are usually like starches, sugar, where you get sugar is linked together. You get sugar molecules linked together. So imagine my hand is a sugar molecule, hand is, link, link. And so that's like starch and carbohydrates. But the fat is also a really great energy source. In fact, the fat in the tallow uh, is a better, more digestible energy source than the carbohydrates. It's easier for our body to access the fat molecules and the tallow molecules to get energy from it than it is for it to access energy from the carbohydrates, from the starches, the sugars linked together. So that's where it's not so much getting carbs as much as calories, and an excellent source of really super easy to digest and utilize calories. There it is. Yeah, do not stand under a bird when it decides to poop. And we drink. So the ends do not justify the means. In like Judeo-Christian religious beliefs, you are correct. It's better to suffer than to be evil yourself. I'll go that way. So, because none of this, I want to say it, good, bad, and all that, there's always someone who will argue the point. It's not like a law of physics where, yeah, you can't break that. That's the way it is. And with morality, there's a lot more. Well, okay. Let's do this, because this is something I've been thinking about. Free will, and again, okay. So I'm approaching this from a Catholic Christian point of view, because that's what I am. You all know that. In a lot of ways, the greatest gift that we were given was free will. We get to make the choices. We're not just some robot program to do something, sort of thing. We and people say, if God is so loving, why is there evil in the world? Because he gave us free will to make our own choices, because otherwise we would just be puppets. And where's the point in that? But in giving the free will, it also gives the ability to do evil, because some people choose that. So anyhow, I forgot where I was going with this. Because we have that great gift of free will, it makes a lot of fuzziness in morality. And then the hope is that, at least again in the Catholic Judeo-Christian sort of thing, these are the things that are wrong. Don't do those sort of things. And they're like written in the stone foundation of the universe, like Aslan. I was there before the laws were written, sort of thing. It's a complicated subject. This one requires a fire and mead, I think. Okay. All right, James. So Iceland requires prenatal combination tests that will alert to genetic or abnormalities in a fetus. 90% of those pregnancies are terminated voluntarily, but it's not required. Denmark does the same thing. They're not required to abort, but they are recommended and very strongly pressured. Don't forget the pressure. Okay, I understand that prevalence of birth defects is amplified by mineral deficiency due to our soils. There's lots of different reasons. That's definitely one. But yeah, poor nutrition, very bad. But yeah, going back to what you said, James, recommended but not required. I want to say this. There's a lot of pressure that can be put to bear on someone. Recommended. So, yep, no one is a perfect cookie cutter. We all have our bizarreness, which is what makes life so cool and people so fun. Hey, Marcia. Good morning. Morning, doves. We have a newlywed couple trying to figure out a nest at work. Oh, that's sweet. That's sweet. I don't know if these are the same two that come every year, but yeah, there's a couple of mourning doves that hang out here. Hey, Dan. Good morning. Mark. Good morning, Mark. This year I've noticed Canadian geese overwintering in south central Tennessee, many places. Does Chirpy know about this? I don't know. Chirpy is pretty happy in this yard. I mean, he gets peanuts. He has, Mrs. Chirpies. I'm starting to think he has more than one. So he seems to be pretty happy here. Yeah. Pol Pot, a Cambodian, is a great example of the liberal, Ivy-educated monster. At his death, he claims he wished he could have killed more, and he did good. Unbelievable. Yep. The killing fields. How did cavemen handle bare feet? Only a few more coffee shops left, so I'm trying to get as many answers as possible. Okay, so one of the things they did is actually cover their feet. There is a lot of very historic footwear going way back into caveman times, into, like woven rushes and, just wrapped in felted wool and things like that, or tree bark. So as much as we like to think running around in bare feet, they did a lot, but when it was required, they had footwear for warmth and for just protecting of the feet. If you know Cody London, the wilderness survival guy, he was on Dual Survival. Totally awesome dude. But he goes everywhere barefoot because he feels it gives him a better connection to the land. And he can, it slows him down. He admits he walks much slower because he really has to, be careful about each footstep. But by walking slowly, he can take in more resources and observe more and become, more in tune with the land and what it has to offer. So that makes sense. But in an emergency situation, when you suddenly have to book it because there's a saber-toothed tiger after you or something like that, and then you're suddenly like in the movie Die Hard, where Bruce Willis is barefoot and the bad guys figure it out. They shatter all the glass, and so Bruce ends up with all sorts of, or John McClane ends up with all sorts of, glass, excuse me, in his feet. So long story short, shoe technology actually was a big part of caveman life, and different types of foot protections for warmth and just, protecting the feet. They didn't wear them all the time. So one of the problems, like with moccasins and tree bark and rushes and stuff like that, is they're really not that durable. Like in the Lewis and Clark expedition, they were talking about it. They were all wearing moccasins, and they basically had to remake the moccasins once a week because just, walking on the ground and the gravel and the water and all that stuff wore them out very quickly. And so one of the things, they just had to constantly be redoing, resoling them to make them last. So it's not like the caveman constantly had shoes on, but they knew when they needed shoes and wore shoes at those times. Does that make sense? Okay. Okay, Diane, the berries would provide carbs. Now, the carbs are, I think it's a common error to conflate carbs and calories as the same thing. And you get calories from carbs, but you can get calories from other things too. The berries are going to be providing the vitamin C and all that, other sort of things. Though if you're putting dehydrated liver in there, then you're going to get good stuff there. Okay. Yep. Carbs aren't an essential part of your diet. Absolutely correct, Melanie. Protein and fat are. If your body needs glucose, it goes through glucogenesis and makes its own. Yep. But fats, we evolved with the fats. Here we go. Jonathan, if you want to fight back, you must use information against their misinformation. Yep. Safety in numbers. So help others in the same fight. Also have a retreat. For example, I have researched and selected an alternative country to move to. You're going to have to let me know which one, because right now they all... Oh yeah, I still have a snack bag full of dried elderberries from last summer. Throw them in there. Yep. Probably like gorillas have thicker soles. Also remember, where they're walking, it's more of a jungle, softer sort of thing, not a dry, rocky, sharp rock sort of place. There's a thick mat of forest and debris. Okay, yes. Having day surgery on the 30th, was told not to take my medicine pills due to some of the ingredients messing with anesthesia. A week without my Serenity Pill is going to be rough. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It'll be back. Yeah, Kristen and Ideals and the Buddhist Eightfold Path align quite a bit. The Joel Osteenish give me your money stuff, not so much. Absolutely correct. Fire and mead sounds amazing. Ah, And so Maureen, maybe we have to do that. Maybe we can do a live broadcast from Maureen's place up when I'm up there after the Texas survival thing. What is that, in May? Yeah. Deep farkleberries. And I will say farkleberries go great in pemmican. Hey, Evie, good morning. You know, morality aside, the elimination of people living with birth defects and such makes a more able society, but eugenics and such are frowned upon. Yeah. Okay, Maureen, I lived in the DK for a couple of years. Then everything is socialized there, and very different pressure and individualism is less cultural important. Yep, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. Yep, and even Cody London wears socks in the winter. Oh, you mentioned Cody before you even saw my comment. Yep, I'm way behind in the comments here. All right, Henry. Sorry, I say I have to go back to work. Drive. Have a great day. Conversation is great too, by the way. Oh, cool. Yep, exactly, Jonathan. If I was on Naked Afraid, I would make sandals first, most definitely. I want to make a Cody spoof called Cody Luddite, where he avoids all inventions. That would be funny. I'd watch that. Liver and beets. Oh, heck yeah. Oh, that's one of the main things about the Georgia bushcraft, Helen, is the plethora of campfires and campfire discussions and mead and all that stuff floating around there. So most definitely. Yeah, speaking of, any more talk on the meeting of the minds? Uncommon Bees and I have talked about it, and the Bearded Hobbit have talked about it, and we're just having problems finding a time to do it and a place to do it. So we will see. Ooh, we're running out of time here. Hey, good morning, Alice, from the Piney Woods. Ah, beautiful up there. Beautiful up there. How you doing today? Man, I haven't been up in the Piney Woods in so long. All right. Hey. Okay, let me get out of the sun here. It's time for the group take. Yay, group take. I'm worried that when there's no more group take, that people are going to stop group taking. So you got to keep doing the group take. The immune pill, to support both the active and the innate immune systems. The brain pill, the one I need more of than anything else. Love the brain pill. And like I said, today, not only is the gut pill coming out, but also I got the Talk Shop Live, so I'm going to put a link up to that. The liver pill. Always good to have the liver cranking out liverosity. The Serenity Pill. As much as I want to take this today, I need to weaponize my stress. The blood pressure pill. Luckily, I don't have a blood pressure problem. The uric acid pill. Remember, gout is a collection of uric acid building up in the joints. I don't have that issue, but I like some of the other properties in the uric acid pill, especially the diuretic and some of the antioxidants. The libido pill. The stone breaker. Yes, Jennifer. So, okay to take the stone breaker every day. Yes, in fact, it is designed to help support, maintain, and flush the system so that you don't need it later on. I'll just say that. And finally, the gut pill. Yay! So here's a link to the gut pill. Oops. The gut pill. So this has the live lactobacillus. It has the calendula. It has the marshmallow root, and it has the triphalia fruit. So the live lactobacillus is to repopulate your gut with the proper gut flora. And then the marshmallow root and the calendula and the triphalia fruit, they all repair both the mucosal layer and the underlying tissue to maintain support and make sure it's doing what it's supposed to be doing, and it's all intact and doing its stuff. Oh, good morning, Lori. Okay, just a minute here. Oh man, I'm sorry you have Crohn's. I gotta swallow all these. I gotta tell you, Lori. So the gut pill with Crohn's, it's only going to help a little. It, in fact, I really want to hear your feedback from it, because Crohn's, the sort of issues from Crohn's are the how do I say this? The major issues with Crohn's are different than what the gut pill was designed to do. So it will help with some of the secondary damage from Crohn's, but the main underlying Crohn's issue, probably not so much. So let's see what it does, okay? Wonder if the gut pill helps with Barrett's esophagus. That name sounds familiar, but I don't remember what it is. So I have to look that up. Would the gut pill help keep your colon clean? Most definitely. It will help on all sorts of layers. Ooh, Kiri, I got water kefir now, making first batch. Can't wait to tell. Can't wait until I can start drinking it. That's good stuff. I had some, but I was traveling again so much that I couldn't keep it alive. Ooh, will there be an esophagus pill for those with us with acid reflux? You know, that's one of the 50 I haven't created, so I think I got a new task here. All right. Lori, my feedback already is that a prebiotic, terminology, man, and a probiotic do wonders for me. Lactobacillus being a major probiotic. Okay, cool. And I think some of the other stuff, the marshmallow root and the calendula, will help soothe gastrointestinal inflammations. And then the triphalia fruit helps build the underlying tissue, you know, the tissues that produce a mucosal layer. Oh man, okay. Is Barrett's esophagus where you cough and a 50-calorie bullet flies out? That would be cool. Interesting. Uruguay is the place to stay. I have a boat captain in the family, so I won't need papers to get there, which means I'll be one of the last to leave. Wait, which one is landlocked? Uruguay or Paraguay? I don't remember. Anyway, it's 8 o'clock. Okay, so remember tonight, you got to talk shop. Hold on here. Shop live. The Serenity Pill. Okay, so tonight on the Talk Shop Live, I just put the link up. I'll be talking about the Serenity Pill, the history and science behind it. So you get some history, you get some chemistry, you get good stuff like that. 50% off, half off. So normally, whatever it is, and off the top of my head, I don't remember. But you can get it for half off, and you can buy like multiple bottles of it half off. Just saying. So tune in tonight, join the tribe, ask your questions, and the sun is frying my computer here. Ooh, it's Half Man. So yeah, join there. Oh, Greg. Good morning, Greg. Need a pancreas pill to help with insulin resistance. So the blood sugar pill that's coming out, I have to be careful what I say. I'm just saying I'm coming out with the blood sugar pill. It should be out in like the next 2 months. Okay, Uruguay is surrounded by water, but is not an island. Okay, so that means in Paraguay is the landlocked one. All right, at this point, Mom, Dad, love you. Tribe, love you. I will see hopefully all of you tonight, and I hopefully see a bunch of you ordering the gut pill today. And then let's go forward in health. We got tomorrow is Friday. Be here Friday. I'll be here next Monday. And next Monday is the last one. So hopefully there are people going there. I'm almost ready. I'm ready. I'm going to start the my own donut shop and spread donosity to the world. And yay, do that. And if you start your own donut shop, let me know and I will spread the word and send people to you. Whew. Okay, time to get to work. Love you all. End broadcast.